Been bigger than Celtics versus.
Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy, who is Endo. And we're back talking sports. You're gonna see me in this for a little second, man. Shout out to my boy Aaron, for the jersey. You know what time it is. Julius Irvin. You know what time it is. Shout out to my boy Aaron for another jersey. I appreciate you, my boy. And this reaction is for you. The best Larry Bird underdog story ever told. Aaron is one of my special subscribers that donates to the channel. He actually sent me these jerseys that I really appreciate him. His daughter actually sent me this jersey, so shout out to his daughter. I appreciate you very much. So these reactions will be for them. Like I said, Rap God, I got a reaction for you coming as well. I haven't forgot about you, trust me. But yeah, the best Larry Bird underdog story ever told. Let's get into it.
Versus Lakers, and even more intense than Celtics versus Pistons. I bet you wouldn't believe me, but for 3 years in a row, the Eastern Conference Finals was a dogfight between the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Long before Celtics Lakers, it was Celtics Sixers.
One of the most intense rivalries ever, as you see. Mark Iavaroni and Larry Bird go at it in this game. Larry Anthony can be thrown out.
This was the 80s. This is when they was like literally fighting on the court.
I think in terms of two clubs in professional sports and professional team sports really wanting one another and going after one another's throats, this is definitely the ultimate.
Here's Dr. J trying to hold Bird. Bird retaliates and and look at Jay hitting Bird as he's being held from behind by Barkley and Moses Malone.
There's no greater.
That boy Larry Bird wasn't nothing soft about him. He was like, bro, you're not finna do that to me, bro. You're not finna. No, we ain't having that.
Time in basketball that I've ever had other than going out and beating the 76ers.
And in the 1981 Eastern Conference Finals, they had a battle for the ages in what many experts have called the greatest playoff series of all time.
It was the greatest series I've ever played in my opinion, maybe the greatest series leading up to a championship that two teams ever had to play.
Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics were facing the MVP of the league, Dr. J and the Philadelphia 76ers, the team with the best record in the league. And to make matters worse,
I can't really, you know what I'm saying, comment on that because I wasn't born in the 80s. But I'm gonna have to go watch that series because I think the Lakers Celtics 2010, the Celtics Warriors 2016 have something to really say about that, bro. That series, amazing. So I don't know.
It's worse, Boston had not won a single game in Philadelphia in almost 3 years.
Damn.
As the 76ers were stacked with a team full of Hall of Famers.
Well, start out with the Hall of Famers they had over there. Start out with Dr. J, Bobby Jones. Maurice Cheeks was a starting guard, became a Hall of Famer. Caldwell Joe, the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney, Daryl Dawkins. Daryl Dawkins was like Shaq. You know, just strong.
Damn, they had Daryl Dawkins. He was the original backboard breaker. Andrew Toney was fire too. Yes, I'm a basketball historian. I'm a young OG. I know a lot of players from the 80s and the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Few players from the 70s. But yes, Daryl Dawkins was breaking the backboards first before Shaq and all that.
And they were coached well by Billy Cunningham. That's why they were so tough.
Just 1 year earlier, a rookie Larry Bird led the Boston Celtics to the greatest single-season turnaround in NBA history. One man took the second worst team in the league from 29 wins
to 63. Oh yeah, 63.
Overnight. Unfortunately,
LeBron can never. LeBron can never. That's why Larry Bird is the greatest small forward of all time to me. LeBron can never do that.
The Celtics lost the conference finals to this same Philadelphia 76ers team, sparking a rivalry that would have been battling for Eastern Conference supremacy for the next 6 years. And the following season, it was looking like deja vu all over again.
So in 81, we win the first game up in Boston. Then you guys come back and win game 2.
Irving putting the moves on McHale.
Ooh,
Really tight game down there,
Dr. J.
and we lose.
I ain't got the Sixers jersey. I got the ABA jersey.
We lose game 4, and I'm like, whoa, this isn't good.
6 seconds to go. Boston doesn't call time. Archibald intercepted by Bobby Jones, and the game is over.
It's a tight one-possession game, and Bobby Jones does what he does, makes a great defensive play. That allowed you guys to win game 4 and go up 3-1.
The dreaded 3-1 deficit. In the history of the entire NBA, teams that go up 3-1 in a best-of-7 series are 258 and 13. That's a winning
That's crazy.
percentage of
95% win percentage. That means you literally like have a one in a billion chance of really coming back. That's why I'm gonna be real. I respect it, even though he got a stimulus package. That's why I vaulted LeBron. I had LeBron 10th on my list. That's why I vaulted LeBron up to like top 5 somewhere and something like that after that 2016 series. Cause look at this, 95% chance that you win if you're up 3-1.
5.2%. So the chances of Larry Bird and the Celtics coming back to win this series was at 4.1%. And for teams that go down 3-1 and win the championship, their chances drop down to 1.5%. So at this point, to say that Larry Bird was an underdog is an understatement.
I wasn't the type of guy to take stuff for granted. 3-1, I mean, it felt good, but it was by no means a foregone conclusion.
A desperate situation for the Celtics.
Game number 5 of this Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics
Larry Legend.
3 straight.
In Game 5, the Celtics were losing by 10 points with only 6 minutes left in the game. And with the season on the line, Larry Bird took matters into his own hands.
Heard that? Took matters into his own hands.
Going to work offensively.
Slack up. Larry Bird was such a scorer. His game was so smooth, bro. 10 rebounds. Average 10 rebounds for a year. Oh, I'm not even gonna say what I'm about to say, bro.
I'm offering you the opportunity.
Larry Bird wasn't having it. He was not having it. And that's what you call clutch. That is what you call a scorer. That's what you call a clutch scorer.
This clutch bucket was the last field goal of the game. Two defensive stops and a couple free throws later, the Celtics won Game 5 by only 2 points.
All right, here it is. 1 second. Boston up by 2. Trying to go to Philly for Game 6.
What kind of shit is that? He threw it right. He threw the ball right to him. Like, what the hell?
Everybody had to do it.
And going to Boston, losing the next game, you had one to play with, but, coming into Philly, it's like, man, you have to feel good coming home.
Coming down to your place, I remember this is it. I mean, Game 6, we're going back to Philly. Oh, it doesn't take money. Competition, I think about this collaborating sports. You go out there to compete, and you got to play so well.
Post moves, crazy. Like, post moves was like, ridiculous. Like, Kevin McHale is very underrated.
Look back and say, hey, we gave it our best shot.
They know that they haven't won in 10 tries here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, and that's why they want to go back to Boston, winning this afternoon.
We got into a dogfight. Back and forth, exactly.
The Celtics.
Damn. Oh my God. This is real basketball. Physical basketball.
By the second half of Game 6, the Celtics were losing by as much as 17 points. But more Larry Bird heroics turned this game into one of the greatest playoff games in NBA history. Because Boston stormed back and were willing to fight anyone that stepped in their way, even if you were just a fan in the crowd.
Harris with a turnaround in the lane. No good.
Now, you know you can't. Boy, he would have been banned nowadays. He would have been like kicked out for like 70 games nowadays. You know you can't do that. You know you can't do that nowadays.
I got knocked into the crowd, and when I got knocked into the crowd, some guy like was saying something to me like, "Get back in the damn game." So I jumped over the photographer, and then it registered in my mind what he had said. As soon as he said that, I re-jumped back over and went into the stands with a flying forearm. At that time, it galvanized all my players together. It could have been all these people against us, and we were going to go down together. And at that particular point, the great Dave Zinkoff, who was the public address announcer for Philadelphia, comes on when we're down by 17 and says to the crowd, "Tickets go on sale for the championship game right after this." Oh my God! Everybody looked at each other and went, "Are you kidding me? This guy already said it." And then it was.
That's how you galvanize the troops. Anything, and I mean anything, can galvanize a team when they're down or at their lowest point. You just gotta find out what it is. You literally just gotta find out what it is.
It was on like popcorn, man. We were down 17, almost before half. By the time we had our foot square in their behind after they were doing the celebration, we were down by only 5 points.
Larry Bird. Slack up.
Larry Bird, 23 points for Larry Bird, and the Celtics lead 84-83.
As Larry Bird leads the comeback with 25 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 assists, he once again hits the last clutch bucket of the game.
Bird out to Tiny with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bobby Jones is on a defensive switch. Hollins on Bird. Larry Bird shot.
That's Larry Bird, Larry Legend. I mean, it's just like, bro, when he needed to take over, he took over. Whatever the team needed to do, he did.
This shot put the Celtics up by 3 points. One defensive stop and a pair of free throws later helps Boston finally win a game in Philadelphia, something they hadn't done in nearly 3 years.
That's crazy.
Jones, and that'll do it. The game is over. Boston has won. Only 3 teams have come back from a 3-1 deficit to force a 7th and win a 7th game. And the first time in 12 games, the Boston Celtics have defeated the Philadelphia.
That's amazing. That is like literally amazing, bro.
76ers.
And living with opioid addiction.
That is literally amazing.
Game, Kevin McHale called what happened next his most favorite moment of his entire career.
Kevin McHale, what is your favorite NBA moment? I would say 81, Game 6. We were in Philly, and we were down 3-1, and we won Game 5 in Boston to go 3-2. And we beat them on a last-second play where Tony's driving in, and we get a block, got blocked, got my hand on the ball, and we win the game. And go back to Boston, and there's people like like I didn't realize, like, I'm new to Boston. It's my first year being out there. I come from northern Minnesota, small mining town, played at the University of Minnesota. I didn't realize that Boston and Philadelphia hated each other sports-wise. I mean, hated each other. I get back that night, and there's people. There's a crowd. I mean, there's people at the airport. And this game, we haven't won anything. We still have Game 7 to go. And they were the whole city was like...
That's why sports will always be the number one thing on my list, bro. So much, like NBA, it don't even matter what kind of sports. Like, so much history and, like, so many, like, different stories of overcoming things and underdogs and being triumphant and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying? It brings out the, like, emotion out of you, and sometimes it brings out the kid in you, for real.
It's like electric. And then Game 7 in the arena, when I walked in, I got chills because the people were all standing up cheering. They teamed the whole game and cheered and yelled and screamed. No damn. And it was the most unbelievable environment you've ever seen. The building shook.
I was at that game. I was at all those games. And Game 7, to this day, is the best basketball game I've ever been to. That was the only game I've been to. I've written about this, where the refs were just like, guys, you settle this. Guys are on the floor every play. There's 3 guys getting knocked down. It was like a rugby match. I've just never seen a game like that. I don't think that game would happen again. There would have been about 20 flagrant fouls.
Because this game, this day and age is soft. Extra soft. So it wouldn't be able to happen. They call so many ticky-tack goddamn fouls, and the referees want to be superstars.
76ers, they have to be wondering about the fact that they had the Celtics put away. And all the Celtics wanted to do is win one at a time. Red Auerbach told me before the game, Kevin, it's not so much saying you got to win 3 games, but to tell your team they have to beat us one more time.
That was the championship game. Whoever won that series between Philly and Boston, and Philly being up 3-1, and you getting them back to Boston for Game 7, whoever won that particular night, we knew that either one of those teams, Philly or Boston, could beat Houston. So that was the championship game that particular night.
Chris Moore, this is from the corner.
Larry Legend! Larry Legend! Told you. Clutch scorer. Clutch performer. You didn't heard his name mentioned about 15, 20 times. Larry Bird would not be denied. More heroics from Larry Bird.
Offensive board, Harris. Doing the Dawson's what he did.
Larry Bird.
Next time. Tiny, the Ford, Larry Bird.
Splack up. You literally see him scoring in every way, bro. Layups, mid-range, putbacks, 3-pointers.
3-point play by the best player. It's the safest way to do it.
And just like the previous 4 games, Game 7 went down to the wire. And with a tie game, with 1 minute left on the clock, Larry Bird does what Larry Bird did the entire series in the clutch.
Getting 8 outs every 20.
Told you.
Setting up for something. Fakes. Low into Dawkins. Double team. Dawkins goes in. Misses. Here comes Bird out of the pack.
Larry Bird.
To the left. Stop and pop off the glass.
Back up. Splack up.
91-89. 1 second left. And the pass. Hits the top of the backboard. And it's over. They came from 3 or 1 down. And they have won the series. It's all over. It's all over.
Don't let nobody tell you that nobody ever listen. This is a crazy story because coming back from 3-1, bro, is an amazing feat, bro. An amazing feat.
This game-winning jump shot helped Larry Bird versus a team with 3 Hall of Famers on their roster pull off the greatest 3-1 comeback of all time, because the 1981 Eastern Conference Finals remains the only series in NBA history in which 5 games were decided by 2 points or less. The Celtics.
Wow. Okay. So it makes sense. The only game. So it was just that close. Okay.
Won Game 5 by 2 points, Game 6 by 2 points, and Game 7 by 1 point. Each game literally went down to the last second. Now that is the definition of clutch.
Because we did win a lot of 1-2 point games. It just seemed like
That's definitely the definition of clutch.
the game. That was probably the best games I ever played in my life. The 7 games.
Larry, Joe, Bird.
They have ever come back from down 3-1 in a series and went on to win the championship. Bill Russell's Boston Celtics in 1968, Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets in 1995, LeBron James's Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016, and Larry Bird's Boston Celtics in 1981.
Larry Bird. Bow. This was the best Larry Bird underdog story ever told. Great story about the 76ers Celtics rivalry. Dr. J, Andrew Toney, Daryl Dawkins, and them boys. Of course, you got Larry Bird, you got Dennis Johnson, you got Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Bill Walton, Danny Ainge, and so on and so forth. So this was a great video. Shout out to my boy Aaron. This one was for you. And like, share, subscribe, hit that join button. I'm out, man. Peace.